Hello, Jason Bates here, owner of Electrum Financial, located right here in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona, where a mortgage is not a flip of the coin. If you like the lowest rates at the lowest cost, then allow me to put my 30 years of experience to work for you. You've got nothing to lose. Here is this week's mortgage market at a glance. What a difference a week can make. Last week I said rates might be trending sideways. This week, they broke that sideways trend and headed a bit higher. There's still a possibility of them returning to a more sideways trend. Time will tell. You know how I like charts, so here is a chart to help you visualize the change over the past 6 weeks. Unfortunately, these sort of big swings are all too common in 2022. Let's hope that we don't break above the peak that we saw back in May. But if we do, it will be in large part due to the economic data. The 2022 economic data will be focused on the I word, inflation. Anytime negative information comes out about inflation, expect rates to react in a negative way, which is how it has been for the biggest swings for the rates in 2022. This past week didn't have any big inflation data releases, so rates were influenced by overseas market developments, which included the lifting of COVID lockdowns in China and record-setting inflation in the Eurozone. On Wednesday, bonds were spooked by a key report from the Institute of Supply Management that showed stronger than expected growth in the manufacturing sector. It's interesting to consider just how the bond market's reaction was to the ISM data. The reaction to this report over the past few years has been light, so to have this kind of reaction now could be a result of the market's hyper-focus on that I word, inflation. Seems to be the theme nowadays, doesn't it? I suspect it will continue to be until the market feels inflation is under control. Let's hope that inflation is turning the corner. The interesting part is now how big the reaction was relative to where the ISM numbers came in. The following chart shows the consensus among economic forecasters and the actual result. Now, you wouldn't think such a small divergence from expectations should have mattered, and the same was true for Friday's jobs report, which also resulted in bond yields moving higher. And here's how the job count fared versus the actual forecast. Now, what this tells me is that there's a disconnect between economists and traders. Imagine that. With the market having bought into the gloomier outlook, the gloom may be justified, which is putting rates under pressure. Meanwhile, home prices continue to rise at a pace that suggests very little concern for rates. In fact, when it comes to the Case-Shiller's 20 metro area index, price appreciation set a new year-over-year record. That's not an easy question to answer. For sure, rising rates combined with price increases means that affordability has suffered. I bet we see different numbers in the coming months. That question doesn't have a straightforward answer either. But here is the simplest answer. The home price data only covers transactions that closed in March. The prices associated with those transactions were decided at least another month prior. So there is some lag in the numbers. There are other complicated factors as well, including supply demand, which quite frankly, I'm getting tired of hearing, but it is part of the equation. With inflation out of control, affordability must come back in line, and that will be a good thing. What is hard to say for certain right now is, does that mean that we will see a drop in values or a leveling off of values? This will depend on your geographical area and how strong the unemployment numbers actually are. And so there you have this week's mortgage market at a glance. If you'd like to know more, reach out to me. I'd like to meet you. Thanks for watching, and if you're looking to purchase or refinance a home in Arizona, I'd like to be your broker of choice. Until next time, take care and stay safe.